and I'm going to read it. It was something that I wrote on May the 30th, 2021 at 6:37 a.m. I'm going to read all of it. I thought I'd go through my phone and see what was written on this particular day, since this day is a day of history, a very historical day. We are facing challenges that affect humanity as a whole. These challenges must be met with diligence and endurance. These challenges are growing exponentially, day by day, week by week. The hearts of humanity are crying out so loud, and these crying hearts are being silenced. If we are to face the future with boldness, we will have to do it together instead of alone. There is strength in numbers and unity. There is no doubt within my mind that one day there will be a great silencing that will sweep over the world. The hearts of those who are crying out will reach a level that will cross over the line, and then the great silencing will come. Our lives and all that we know are changing, and so are some people. It's very hard to keep up with the changes that are taking place and the deceptions that are taking place. These changes and deceptions are global. The war is on, and it's just getting started. This war will lead us to an end of the way of life that we once knew. Many are finding it hard to speak about the global challenges. Many are finding it hard to speak about these global changes without being ostracized. Excuse me. Many are finding out that it will cost them everything. For they may end up losing everything that they have worked for and everything that they hold dear. But if losing everything, excuse me, brings about their freedom, then many are willing to pay the price. It's getting to the point when being silenced is turning out to be a prison within. This prison within is causing the death within. The only thing to break out of this death within is to stop being silent. It's a very, very difficult decision that one will make, and it will come at a price. That price may be very detrimental to some. There is hope that one day others will learn that silence is what brought an end to the way of life that we once knew. We are humanity, and we do matter. Not just some of humanity, but all. The divisions are widespread and continue to grow daily. To be in denial about how our world is changing is to be silent. There will always be those who lay down their lives for freedom. And the question is, would you have the same strength within to do the same? May the peace that passes all understanding fill your hearts this day and lead you into all truth. That's it. That's what I have to say. It was something that was written on May the 30th, 2021, 6:30 a.m. And it's true. It's true. We're in a world that has changed. It has gotten turned upside down, to say the least. It has. And it has continued to be turning. I'm just looking through here to see if there's anything else that was written on May 30th in any other year in my notes that came through from the spiritual realm. And I'm not seeing any. That was the one that came through on May 30th. I wanted something that would coincide with this day. And I think it's perfect. It's a perfect something to say. I think it says it all while saying it all without being silent, is what it does. It says it all while not being silent. I'm still looking. I'm going through a whole list of them. You're free to speak. You truly are right now. Before the great silencing comes, I did a video, short video, a short right there. Let me see what. Listen, they're going to start coming after people. Do not do anything rash, okay? Don't do anything rash. Someone said, Gina, what's that about? I don't know. I just felt led to do that video. They're going to start coming after people. Don't do anything rash. Oh, there's no other words that flowed in. If you just tuned in, that was what I felt led to share. Had something to say, and it was written back on May the 30th of 2021 at 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think it's quite fitting for today. It is. Yeah. Hello. That's right. They have. Oh, it will be dubbed as the Great Silencing. Oh, I'm not even going to repeat what just entered my mind. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to breathe life into it. It's got enough death into it. I don't want to breathe life to something that's already dead that wants to be brought back to life. Yeah. I have to say it. If we're all in it together. The Great Silencing, it reminded me, the phrase that came in was the Great Crusades. But the tables may be flipped. That's what came in, just like that. History has a way of repeating. It does. It's a never-ending circle of life is what it is. I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna go through one more thing and see if there's I've got 2 sets of notes. I want to see if there's anything else on any of the 30th. There was one on the 31st. Well, I've stopped at this. The war drums are beating. I hear the war drums beating. Their message is loud and clear. They are creating panic. They are creating fear. I hear the war drums beating. Do you hear them too? There is a sense of urgency. Will they follow through? I hear the war drums beating. The boots are on the ground. The weapons are pointed upwards. They're pointed all around. Someone is surrounded, and only time will tell. If they fire their weapons, it will be a living hell. Let's hope the war drums are silenced. Let's hope they beat no more. Let's hope we all survive. Let's hope like never before. I hear the war drums beating. Do you hear them too? There is a sense of urgency. Will they follow through? That was May 15th. Oh. Well, there are some war drums that are beating. There is something that was written on the 30th. I can read it. The 30th. May your life be filled with beauty. May you experience the embodiment of love all around and within you. And when your heart falls into despair, may you remember that it is only for a moment in time compared to the rest of your life. You see, my friends, life has so much to offer you, so much waiting for you. All you need to do is embrace it, and it will embrace you. Yeah. Mm. I'm not gonna read it. Yeah, I can end it at that. I can. That's encouraging. It's somewhat encouraging if you can get your mind in the encouraging mode. Yeah. Well, that's a part of me that has been silenced for quite some time. Yeah, it's okay. We are a collective of love and truth. Let me read one more. The threads of my life. I think a lot of us can relate to it. As the threads of my life unraveled, the fabric slowly came apart. And there laying before me were the pieces of my broken heart. It was hard for me to fathom how life could be so cruel. I pondered to think about it. Was I just being a fool? Did this just really happen right at this moment in time? I couldn't think of a reason, not a single one in my mind. Still, right in front of me was the fabric and the threads. for my life became unraveled. What was alive now is dead. How could God let this happen? Now what would become of me? Then I heard his gentle voice. My child, this had to be. The fabric and the threads laying in front of you are remnants of your life, the life you once knew. In time you will see, when everything falls into place, if it weren't for the fabric and threads, you would not have known my grace. Um, yeah. Mm, yeah, it's a lovely song, song, poem. Yeah, it is. Mm. Ah, perhaps, perhaps. Wait a minute. Okay, we gonna read this one. It's sounds like a Psalms, but it's a Lamentations that I wrote from my own heart. It's been a little while back, just last year. O Lord, mine enemies have surrounded me, and you have taken away their power. Though their strength was strong, you made them weak. Time and time again, you made your presence known. There was never a doubt in my mind that you wouldn't show up. There was never a doubt in my mind that I was alone, that I wasn't alone. You were always there for me. Yes, it was you, O Lord, who calmed the stormy seas that raged within my soul. It was you who heard my prayer and who rose from your seat of authority. All the people in all the lands know you by name, and they feel your power. There is nowhere that they can hide. There is nowhere that they can run to. There is no escape from the face of you who sits on the throne. There is no petitioning that will make it through, for you have closed your ears to the petitioners. Their petitions will not be heard. Their prayers will not be heard. Their crying will be in vain, for they chose not to hearken unto your voice when you spoke. They chose to close their ears, and they chose their own ways over your ways. Therefore you have left them to themselves, and they will receive within themselves what they have sown. You are the Almighty God, and you are the one through whom all blessings flow. You are the one who renders back to each individual what they have sown. May your name, power, and authority be remembered forever and ever. May your grace and your mercy be remembered forever and ever. Selah. Mm. Hmm. Um, hello. Well, I'm an old soul. I am an old soul. It's like a lot of other people. And it's okay. It is. Tell you what, we're living in a world that seems really strange. It does. Really strange. Oh, we'll read about silence. We started with silence, the day of silencing, silence. We read about silence. Silence. It is the enemy's greatest fear. It is the calm before the storm. It is the voice that is heard above all other voices, for it is the voice of reason. Therefore, silence cannot be silenced. It speaks when no one else will speak. It stands up when no one else will stand up. When chaos ensues, there is no other voice more respected than that of the voice of silence. If it weren't for silence, there would be no peace. There would be no love. Therefore, silence is a long sought after virtue among many. Its wisdom is more precious than gold or silver. Its long suffering and patience is a treasure that is to be desired within the heart. Peace and contentment are often found together with silence. Troubles and cares are no more. Silence is only obtained through wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Great quarrels can be laid to rest, for it ushers in the way of love through silence. Yeah. Jeannie, you done? I'm done for the night. I am. That's the other side of silence. It says time to speak and a time to be silent. It's like love is silent when words would hurt. So you remain silent. It takes great strength to remain silent. But there is a time to be silent and there is a time to speak. And only you know when that time is within your life. So, yeah. Some people got their self hidden by our Apple Brooks honey and probably some other moderators. I'm going to go. So, with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, moderators. You got to stand strong and stand in your truth. And your truth may not be someone else's truth, and their truth may not be your truth, and the truth may not be the truth. The truth sometimes is a lie, and sometimes the lie that is put off as a lie is the truth. Yeah, this calls for wisdom. It does. I am gonna go, you all. I am. I'm gonna read this right here. This just popped up on here. I'm gonna read one last thing. Gina, are you? Yes. It was written at 10:44 a.m. I knew that the days would bring the unexpected. That's what it says. I knew that the days would bring the unexpected. I'm going to read it. And yet we were prepared within our hearts when those days came. Something happened unexpectedly. That was what I said in the afternoon video. I did. All of a sudden, you weren't expecting it. Okay, so we're going to read this one. I knew that the days would bring the unexpected, and yet we were prepared within our hearts when those days came. Sure, we were afraid at times, but the love within us gave us the strength and the courage. to overcome the fear that was surrounding us. Our hearts were prepared for battle, and not just any battle. I'm talking about spiritual battles on an unprecedented scale. There would be some who would not have the strength to withstand the adversity that would come against them. They would fall like dominoes, but there were plenty of us around to pick them up when they did. We stood shoulder to shoulder, and we became invincible to our enemies. They could not penetrate our defenses. They were blinded by love's pure light. We were battle-hardened soldiers. We did not give up. We never gave up, even to the point of death. We kept fighting with all the strength that was within us. The darkness knew it, and they pushed even harder. They were no match, and they knew it. They knew that their time was short. They knew how the story would end, and this is why they were fighting so hard. And they are fighting hard, because they know how the story will end. I am going to go with that. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Love you.